good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. Welcome to episode 91 of the One Perspective to Another podcast. I am your humble and gracious host, A. Sanders, in day 6,382 of quarantine, live from Oakland, California, in the Bear Cave. We are in the end game right now, quarantine to another month, lockdown, isolation. This is going to be a kind of Opta after dark episode. The perspective of what's really going on behind the closed doors, perspective of just doing what you got to do, not only for people, but for the nation, for the world. Just going to hop right into it. And I want to give a shout out, first and foremost, a true perspective to all the people who are at the front lines, especially the healthcare people, the doctors, the nurses, the firefighters, the ambulance, the police officers, the first responders, the Coast Guard, the military, whatever branch of aid you are in. Excuse me. Just want to give a special shout out and salute to you because not every one of those are the same. Some of them are in different situations. Every state, every county has different measurements going on. Everybody's at different levels of having what they need, different levels of resources. So I just want to make it a important notion to just give respect and a thank you to those people. We've never been in this kind of situation before, and I just want to bring perspective on things that aren't really talked about. I've had a lot of time to just literally sit around and just observe. That's what I do most of the time. That's where I come through the week and come to my ideas to do a podcast. And it's been really interesting to talk to people, to see people and how they're reacting to all of this. A lot of people, you can tell the people who just do things because somebody told them that they can't do it. You can see the people who just do things out of spite. You see the people who don't know how to learn, don't know how to follow directions. You see the people who do not follow directions. You see the people who are optimistic. You see the people who are pessimistic. You see a lot of different perspectives of people and how they're adjusting to this quarantine, lockdown, don't go anywhere, stay home lifestyle. See a lot of people out running every day. You see a lot of people outside just in general. But that's the thing about the world. You can't control everybody. You can't control every individual. But I mean, certain people take things differently. And also you see a lot of people who are just extremely out of sorts, don't know what to do with themselves. And I think I talked about it in the Ripple Effect podcast. But a lot of people dealing with things at home, domestic violence, children not being able to be in the correct environment because they have to deal with toxic parents or toxic environment. Their parents might not be in the best position to put them in a position to succeed at life, being a parent, single mother, single father, whatever the situation may be. This is giving them perspective, and I know a lot of teachers. I know quite a few teachers, and just going through this whole episode and having to take care of children that aren't theirs, but you are just adapting and doing the best that you can. To the parents, the people who do daycare and know the same situations, not just the teachers, just the people who take care of toddlers. And I don't know if you take care of infants, maybe, I don't know, you probably stay at home for that, but same thing, giving those people light because they might not be in the best position. Those toxic relationships that were toxic before Corona happened, and God knows what's going on in their household. A lot of people holding back tears, holding back fear with no outlets. You can't go anywhere. giving them people perspective and giving them love and light. The not so hot topic that everybody wants to talk about, because it's important that you know that it's there. It's not just everybody's at home, everybody's getting paid, working from home. Not everybody's doing that. Everybody don't have that luxury of having a job where they can work from home. A lot of people are losing their houses, losing their income to pay for their houses, to pay for rent. A lot of people are getting fired from jobs. A lot of people don't have the jobs where they can work from home and be comfortable and realizing how blessed they are in those certain situations. So it's just keep in mind to show your gratitude if you are one of those people that it's not just you. Yeah, we live in the Bay Area. Everybody got different levels of money, but when it comes down to it, not everybody is in the best position to be able to just do whatever they want. And it's not to say that you're right or you're wrong. I'm just bringing perspective, because not everybody's you. Not everybody's in your situation. Not everybody's in that boat. And that's what, excuse me. That's why I'm just saying to show your gratitude, because it's a lot of complaining still going on that they can't do the things that they want to do. They can't go out and do the old things that they used to do. But that's the thing that you got to realize, like, this is change and you have to adapt. And it led me to the position of understanding where people's thought processes come from and how people deal with issues and how it's all connected. How are you dealing with this crisis? How are you dealing with your finances? How are you dealing with your mental health? How are you dealing with things that were already a problem and trying to deal with them right now? Like, it's the Opta After Dark Ripple Effect Part 2, where it goes deeper. You got kids, you got family members, you got relationships, like the evil side of it, the bad side of it. People can't get food, people can't pay rent, people in fear, people don't know how to express themselves, people in them relationships where they both got fired, they both don't know what the fuck to do. Those are real situations. And when you see people who just talk about the government, speaking of a place of I don't even know what the right word is. I don't want to say pedestal, because it's not, but it just makes you realize, as a nation just living in the United States of America, in comparison of looking at other places around the world and how they're taking into account the coronavirus, it just makes me take a step back and just realize, like, why aren't these people showing gratitude? It's just the same old same. That's the complaining, doing this, doing that, not really understanding the liberties that you have by being here. And not everybody was blessed enough to be able to be born in your position. Whether you black, white, Puerto Rican, Asian, Japanese, whatever you want to say it. Being here in America is different than anywhere else in the world. If you have a platform to be able to complain, to be able to get on the internet freely, to be able to watch TV freely, to be able to get paid to not go to work. If you make $100 and something thousand a year, you get some money still. Like, I don't know. I don't want to say it's like the count your blessings thing, but it kind of is, because if you're complaining right now in this moment, you are one of those people. Like, did you count your gratitude for the day? Did it make sense in your mind? The little things that you're complaining about, where do they sit on the grand scale of things right now? And I'm not asking or saying that you got to give your money to people. It's just personal. Looking inside yourself, looking at yourself in the mirror and be like, am I really upset about this, or I'm just that kind of person that I just need to complain about something? I'm not taking this time to be in my own world to elevate myself. And you ain't got to make the best of your time. You just make the best of your time doing something for you and not being a negative to other people. Because that's the whole thing about perspective. It's not just you. It's not just whatever you feel. This is affecting every single person on this planet right now. You got people who love what's going on because the earth is getting healing up and you see more fresh air. You got people who love it because they ain't got to deal with people. You got people who love it because animals is just roaming across the street. Every which way of perspective that you can think of is out there right now. And it's interesting to look at. It's interesting to see how governments respond, how people respond, the billions of people, how they're responding. It's interesting to see reactions. And I guess that's what this podcast is about. Just perspective in general. But another thing I want to talk about too is just the realization of, in order to stop something, you gotta get rid of it. You gotta peel the Band-Aid off. A lot of issues started because people wanted to be lenient. And you gotta do things by this way because of how people feel. But like, sometimes you gotta say fuck how people feel. You gotta get shit done. You can deal with the aftermath later. Blocking off people from transporting and self-isolation. Like, people are still outside running like there's just nothing going on. No gloves, no masks, just every day because they got cabin fever. Like, stay your ass in the fucking house, man. Stay in the house. It ain't that hard, man. Because if something happened to your loved one, the only thing that you would feel inside is just complete guilt. Because your ass wanted to go outside and kick some rocks. It don't make no sense. There's billions of people in this world, in your body, in this whole world, and you gotta do what's best for you. So respect to yourself and respect to them. Just stay your ass home. And it shows how much people are weak-minded in the sense too, where they can't figure out what to do. Only if you're able-bodied or able-minded. Like, I understand. That's another thing too. I just want to give a shout out to the people who are going through this, who are dealing with mental illness, who are dealing with anxiety and depression and bipolar and schizophrenia and just the endless amounts of those perspectives too that not a lot of people going to talk about. Because it's bad. Don't nobody want to hear about Sally Jew tripping out because she had a panic attack because she can't go outside. Don't nobody want to hear that. Nobody want to care about that. People only care about what's the cookie cutter version of Tom and Sally and their 2.5 kids and their 3-bedroom house, 4 bathrooms and their minivan, and he has his 2020 Corvette and everything's peachy. That's what people think America is. That's not America. Everybody's dealing with something different. So, but at the same time, like, no matter where you are on this spectrum, it still takes willpower. It still takes you understanding you got to do whatever you got to do to fill in the blanks, to make shit right, to make shit okay. Whether you fired or got depression, you got to look in the mirror and see how you going to deal with it. Because even if Corona wasn't here, you'd still be dealing with what you're dealing with. How you going to deal with it then if you can't deal with it now? And then people will be like, well, I wasn't dealing with it then. Well, now or never. Now or never. Real flight or fight mode right now. What are you going to do? The people who do the opposite because they are told otherwise. Don't be the sheep. Be your own person. Do what makes you feel alive. Do what makes you feel important. But do it under the circumstances where you stay your ass in the house. Just practice real gratitude, man. Real gratitude of being where you are in this moment. Whether you had the shitty side of the stick or you on the cool side of the stick. Because you could be somewhere else in the world. I'm not saying that you gotta be like this. It's just, you just get tired of seeing people complain when you in that walk of life. People always want to be like, well, I don't want to do that right now. But I'm like, we in a fucking world thing right now. So now is the time to do it. Show real gratitude. Leave your real, is it a real complaint? Or is it just you being ungrateful? Ask yourself that the next time you complain about something. The next time you want something, the next time you want to do some fuck shit, ask yourself that question. Is it a real complaint, or is it just you being ungrateful in this moment where we are in this world? Real gratitude. See if you can adjust. Study whoever you got to study to figure it out and make sure that you can do what is best for you. Yeah, man. That's all I really got this episode. Just show gratitude, man. The ripple effects of this gratitude. Because not everybody's in a comfortable boat right now. The unseen people, the people who ain't talking, who can't talk, who can't be seen, who can't be heard. So, just food for thought. A little Opta After Dark, as always. It's just my perspective. I got a super sleeper right now playing in the background. Might make this the outro music, but we'll catch you on the flip side. I'm out.
Yo siempre hablo con la verdad. Mi amigos in Mexico, they call me Hector. Take the trip once a month just for the nectar. Mi amigos in Mexico, they call me homie. When I touch down in Guadalajara, everybody know me. Shooting movies, no camcorder. Taking trips with my amigos crossing the border. Lost as 1,000 on the radar, that's shoe money. Red flags in my pocket, blue strip money. Come out with the red sombrero. Only motivation is the dinero. A fine señorita, no time, I'm here for cocaína. You know that Blanca, not gay, poses sipping on her chata. Rain in the forecast, get the poncho. Post it with Pablo at the rancho. To my Sureños, in Norteños, the red and the blue. Califas reppin', NorCal and SoCal, shout out Rojo and Azul. Mi amigos in Mexico, they call me Hector. Take the trip once a month just for the nectar. Mi amigos in Mexico, they call me homie. When I touch down in Guadalajara, everybody know me.